Hey, good morning, guys. It is really early. I don't have long to do this, um, but I wanted to make my video. I know the other YouTubers jumped on it yesterday, but I did not have time. I was working. um, my daycare, and it keeps me very busy, and I have to squeeze stuff in in between. But I wanted to say congratulations, Johnny Depp. In fact, the entire Johnny Depp community, um, for the very hard work that we have all done over the last almost 7 years. But mostly congratulations to Johnny. I felt this collective exhale from all of us. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Amber Heard settled with Johnny Depp. She's been instructed to pay $1 million, which her insurance company will pay. Excuse me. And got my tea here. Got this for Christmas from a friend of mine. Anyway, I don't want this to be real long. Amber Heard did put out a statement, which I'll insert here. I have a couple of issues with her statement. One, she says she didn't choose this. Yeah, you did. The day that Amber Heard sat down to write that op-ed, she chose this. She chose the media frenzy, and whatever else she called it. Yeah, the day she chose to make up lies and try to make the world think that Johnny Depp is this evil, person. I want to state, Johnny Depp supporters, like myself, have not supported him because he's Johnny Depp. Movie star, rock star, whatever. 99.9% of us support him because survivors recognize survivors. And from the word go on this, I knew instantly Johnny was innocent. And really, honestly, just by looking at Amber's eyes, I knew she was narcissistic, even before it ever came out in the courts. Because that's the other thing survivors of narcissistic abuse recognize. We know the look of an abuser. And we recognize the pure exhaustion in a survivor. The fear. I was remembering an interview with Johnny, the one where he's saying that, he was scared and wanted to go home. It made me think about all the times that I would try to signal to people that I was in trouble. But, congratulations to Johnny. As a survivor, I know that he's so happy to have this behind him. But I also know that his fight isn't over. And if you're a survivor, you know what I'm talking about. You know, there are good days, and then there are times when something triggers a feeling, a thought, and for a few moments you might get lost in the memory and the trauma of the abuse. I do it when I make these videos, sometimes when I talk about it. And some of you may have noticed, you know, where I seem to drift for a minute or so, or a few seconds, whatever it is. And I promise you that that part is with Johnny. I don't know if Johnny himself is seeking therapy for this. I know that he knows, you know, having all the support of all of us is good therapy for him, and he's got a great support team around him. But his fight, the fight, once you've been through this, the fight to regain your sense of self, and even more so, the walls that go up are eternal. You know, relationships are so hard to handle after that. You just, not just romantic ones, but even with friends or new people that you meet, you question everybody. You really do. And you kind of never relax. You know what I mean? It's very, I'll save it for another video, because that's going to get too deep, not time for it this morning. But I'm so happy for Johnny that it's over. I really am. And I want to also say, you know, that I'm very proud of the Johnny Depp community for this almost 7-year fight, you know, to stand behind him. And I know that we will continue to lift him up in everything that he pursues. Oh, like I said, it's early. My brain is just not firing on all whatever yet. Drinking some elderberry tea to try to something like this. Anyway, so yes, it is over. And it's such a sense of relief. And if we feel like that, I can't even imagine how Johnny's feeling. You know, I really can't. I hope that this, because this was so widely, you know, everybody in the world knew about it, I hope it makes narcissists think twice. Honestly, I doubt it will. But I hope it encourages survivors to pursue truth always. In the description box, you'll see a link to the narcissistic support group on Facebook, which continues to gain. We're almost at 10,000 now. When the trial started, it was like just barely at 6,000. But Johnny, what you've done has affected all of us on some level. And because of you, I have people joining my group on Facebook, and following there's a private group, and then there's a page, you know, and following the page because they recognize their story in your story. And so they're seeking out. When I ask them, how did you find this page? And they tell me, because hearing seeing the trial, they sought support groups, and mine was one of the first ones that came up. And so you've helped so many people find like-minded and people who have, kindred spirits, people who have gone through what they've gone through, other survivors, for support, rather than just being silent and having to take it. You've changed lives, and probably saved a lot of lives too. So I need to get myself off of here, and get my morning stuff done. So again, yes, Amber has settled for $1 million, which your insurance will pay. And I guess the next thing would be to see what Australia does with her. But honestly, I'm hoping that she dies out of the news. I do want to leave you with this. I just want to make this said, and I have to say this: narcissists don't quit. She even said it in her statement. Okay. That she brought up the fact that there's no gag order, and then she's "see you soon." We have not heard the last from her on this. Is she dumb enough to defame Johnny again? But I promise you, we have not heard the last from her. And she's pretty much letting us know that in her statement. Narcissists will always tell you who they are and what they're up to if you pay attention. Unfortunately, I have way too much experience with it. But for now, let's enjoy the peace at Christmas time. God bless, and my next video will probably be this weekend, and I gotta get week 17 out to you too on 40 weeks to freedom from the narcissist, and I'll work on that. But so I will talk to you guys again before Christmas. Alright. God bless.